All right, so here we are with the third best position to make, and that is the shooting guard position. And it's in a perfect spot, right in the middle. It's not two of the best, and it's not two of the worst. It's literally right in the middle. And that is because it can actually impact the game in negative and positive ways, depending on the way that you play and your play style. Most two guards are kind of like one of the most important pieces on some comp teams because they're considered the lock 9 times out of 10, and he's going to be the on-ball defender most of the time. The ideal two guard for 2K would be a prime Klay Thompson build, being able to defend, being able to shoot limitless range, and that's really it. But they bring an importance to the game that the last two positions couldn't bring because they're the secondary ball handler in a way, and their impact matters because they're a guard, they're part of the backcourt, and you know every team needs a good shooting guard. You just need one. Now there's different play styles to two guards. One to take advantage of the animations that you can get and one to dunk. You have the passing lane shooting guard player. You have the on-ball defense one, like I mentioned earlier. Shooting guard position, which is literally the player that does literally what his build says. A shooting guard. Now, for instance, the gameplay you're about to see, the shooting guard I'm playing with is my friend. He's a two-way three-point playmaker. He shoots. That's what he does. That's his calling card. You can almost count on him to make any shot possible. He probably is the best shooter in 2K. The only thing is he's not known. He doesn't really have a YouTube channel. He doesn't really Twitch. He doesn't really make himself available to the public. But those who have played with him, those who have played against him, those who have even watched some of my videos when he's been in them, he's a walking 40 piece off of just literally shooting drifters, fadeaways, catch and shoots. He's one of those shooters that shoot shots that shooters shoot, and it's crazy because that's what you need to be when you make a shooting guard build. You have to shoot. You have to decipher and know exactly how to shoot. The 2K contest system, what's considered an open shot in 2K, like be able to manage that. And if you can manage that and deal with that correctly, then the shooting guard position is the one for you to make. Me, not that good at shooting guard because what I think is an open shot in 2K is not necessarily, I think an open shot is like, you know, when you're open, like somebody that's not within arm's length of you. When in this game, you're like open if somebody is standing right in front of you, but you don't put your hand up. Like that joint would say slightly late open. Those type of shots, DN is greening. That's why this position, and believe it or not, the reason why I rank this position at number 3 is because DN, the shooting guard that I've been talking about, has bailed us out of many games. I'm talking about games where he has put up 40, 50 points, and we've won the game strictly because he puts up that many points. Now, of course, looks like anything, the more you can do with a position, the better the position comes. Now, DN can shoot very well. He ain't really trying to play all that defense in 2K. He ain't trying to dunk. He ain't even trying to pass half the time. Because half the time when he get the ball, he expects to get the ball either while he's open or get the ball to make a move to shoot. Because of the skill that he has in shooting, you don't even mind or care about any of that. But that's not the way most individuals play shooting guard. A lot of people make this build in this game and they think they don't understand the importance of the position. The position could be very, very important, especially if you're actually good at it. For me, I think the ideal shooting guard would be somebody who can, of course, shoot, but then somebody who can also be a secondary ball handler, that threat, because we all know the point guard position is like the most prideful, all-out defensive. Every team try to stop it. You got people that want to press you, people that want to make these oversized players, all that other good stuff. Well, if you can have a two guard that can also be a secondary point guard while also bringing all the shooting guards powers to it, the blinders, the dead eyes, the catch and shoot, the limitless spot up, but he can also play make at the same time, you're in good hands. A lot of point guards out there would be better off making a two guard and then playing with a point that knows where to, like, knows how to get the ball to you, like knows how to run an offense. And I think that's why the point guard position has been so highly hated amongst the community while also made by the communities, because let's face it, most of these point guards out here are shooting guards. There's no reason why a point guard should be taking 29 shots in a game, especially as a point guard, because a lot of people look at the point guard and say, well, can he help me get my badges up, get my progress? Instead, he out there for selfish gains. If you was at the two guard and you shoot 29 shots, I can guarantee you people would not bat an eye that much, especially if you're making it. If you're like 22 of 29 shooting, I know that may be a little bit crazy, but if you're like that at the 2-guard position, ain't nobody gonna really bat an eye at that. You might get a friend request because you can shoot, but it's just something about being a point guard and you play like a shooting guard when you're not even trying to get nobody else involved. That's what really makes it so bad, and that's why this position is ranked where it is, because it would be higher if people actually made this position. If you can take all the point guards who want to scumbag or use scum tactics or abuse the offensive side of the ball and you place them to the 2, I think 2K would be a much better game. But the reason why I had to put the shooting guard position at number 3 on the list is because the last 2 positions that we are going to go over literally make or break this game. It's one of those things where it's just kind of like, man, like, what do you do? My recommendation for the community out there would be, if you are going to make a build, if you're going into 2K23 and your goal is to score a lot of points, be able to impact the game without the pressure of the game itself, then make a 2-guard. A 2-guard is going to get looked at and used more than the last 2 positions that we went over, because for some reason you're right there. Like 2K spawns you, you're supposed to be up in the backcourt with the point guard when the inbound is there. So 2K kind of spawns you near the ball, and that's everybody's big issue with this game, is that everybody wants to touch the ball, everyone wants to be near the ball, but you know, you making a position like the 4 or the 3 and then getting upset when you ain't getting the ball, when it's just like those are the last positions you should even make and expecting the ball. For those of you out there that feel that way, that feel like they not impacting the game or getting into a game, we're trying to make a 2-guard. Try to make you a Klay Thompson or Ray Allen. I would say somebody like Kobe and Vince Carter's and all of them, but those are like stars, and we all know like that ain't, when you're off ball, you're most likely going to be a spot up shooter. But if you can prove that you are more than that spot up shooter, then you may actually be able to get the ball. Now I remember the one year in 2K19 where the meta was making shooting guards but making them 6'5". The shooting guards would get better badges than the point guards. So you had everybody making shooting guards, but they were playing point guards. It's number 3 on the list because it actually impacts the game both ways. I think a lot more players in the community need to make 2-guards, especially with the way that y'all play now. You know, y'all want all these badges. You ball hogging and making that type of way technically makes everyone around you better at the 2, ironically, because they're getting more XP, because they're going to end up getting more assists from throwing you the ball. And if you can shoot very well, like DN can, everyone gets an assist. Everyone knows if they throw it to that icon, they're most likely getting an assist. If you feel like you can shoot and you know you can score 40, 50 points with point guards easy, why not just move to the 2? Make a 2-guard that can sometimes ball handle, like if it needs to be, because I understand the randoms out here, randoms and the YouTubers are the reason point guards are born. YouTubers who are literally out there dribble guarding and park, and they're influencing the younger generation or people to try to mimic what they're doing, and it ruins it for the other community. Meanwhile, like, you can have a shooting guard that can ball handle when he has to, and if you get into that rec center with that horrible random point guard, or heaven forbid the random quits and it becomes an AI, then you can still run the offense while being at the 2-guard where nobody will really bat an eye at you shooting so many shots. This position is important. Now, it's the 3rd most important position of an offense. The top 2 is coming up next. The number 2 position, man. I am more excited to record that video than I am recording this one. Some of you guards out there, the ones that play point guard out there, try to make a 2. Just make a 2 and see if you are as hated in the community as everyone else, as you once were before. Because I don't think you might not know that you're hated. As you can see, he goes 11 to 12. The shooting guard right there. You see the balance in my team? Why can't we have games like that? Why is it that most point guards take my shots, DN shots, and the power forward shots, combine them with just the point guard, and then everybody else looks like the AI? Like, why is that a thing? But yeah, man, 3rd most important position in this game is the 2-guard position. Stay tuned for episode number 4 and 5, which go over the 2nd best and the best position to make to impact this game, this 2K generation, in a positive manner. Until next time, it's Chris Jones is signing out.